You close?
We are going, but you're not on yet, unless you have stuff that you want to say pregame.
I'll wait till I get close. Same refereeing crew?
Yeah, but they do it every game.
That's all right. 3 games a day?
Rotate through.
I wonder if they're doing the 18s too.
Well, I bet they are.
I think they need to paint all this stuff on again. Yeah, you don't really see much. Big fan of the Wenatchee Wild logo.
No, that's fairly new.
It's
right?
that one, and then like if you got, that was our old one, and then they got this circular thing. But it's like you should be able to see it and identify it from more than 3 feet away. Good. Hallie says she can hear me.
Yeah, because this is on.
Oh, good.
This isn't good. Now it is.
All right, Hallie, can you hear me now? It was like hockey night in Canada where the officials get together at center ice there.
That's right.
Cool. All right, day 2 here. Town Toyota Center in Wenatchee. Yesterday, Seattle Thunderbirds go 2-0 with victories over Wenatchee and Everett. And then in the late game last night, Everett beat Wenatchee 5-1. So at the end of one day, it's T-Birds are 2-0, Silvertips are 1-1, and Wenatchee 0-2 in their home barn. Off we go here. Schleusner sauces one over to Alonso that bounces off the boards, and he battles with the Measle down in the far or close corner. Warren keeps that one in, kicks it off to Flynn. 2 guys come through the zone. Weston backs in for him. Warren bumps his guy, and Weston picks up the puck. He takes a bump from Flynn over there. And here comes Schleusner, puts it up to Alonso. Alonso pushes one in that just bounced off of Schleusner's stick, comes out to the blue line. Laux lines it up and has a first shot on net. Alonso standing there waiting for a rebound that never came. Tucker into Bennett in for the Wild today. Warren makes his way to the dressing room. I would guess. Oh, he's not moving too good over there. All right, we'll keep an eye on that. Or he just forgot his mouth guard, one of the two. Draw one there by McGarriger. That slid back and shot high over the net by Anderson. Yamamoto keeps it in. And he steals it away. Poke checks Johnson there, but Johnson gets a puck up off of the left-hand side. Anderson up the boards to Nash. Nash brings it into the middle. He's got a little open ice there. O'Halla tried to get the jump on the D-man and had Nash's pass just go off his stick and down the far boards. Good pass across by O'Halla to Anderson. Goes off the stick on the way to the net. Nash controls it in the far corner. He has it poked away, twists around. Now O'Halla picks it up and drives it through to Anderson. Anderson fired one in front of the net that hit a skate and just went wide. There goes Laux. He takes a bump over there. O'Halla picks up the puck and passes down to Nash. Nash goes off a skate and hits the back of the net. Laux will give it another try back there in front of the Bud Light sign. He pushes it over to Nash gets it out to the point. Yamamoto head up, looks for it, has it deflect off a man. Now Anderson steps into one and whiffs that off of Fogelgren. And the Wilderness relieve the pressure as Johnson fires at the length of the ice. Warham's made whatever equipment adjustment he needs to make and heads back to the bench. Not entirely sure what was missing, but he's back on the bench, and here steps in McGarriger. He's got Childers to his right, Clank on his left. That puck just went wide from Shaw. Clank bumps his guy. Now Mueller slap passes one over to Childers. Childers picks it up off the boards and twists around. He pushes it in behind the net. McGarriger comes out front, takes an odd angle shot that hit the side of the net and then lays there. Got caught up with the referee. Now McGarriger steps in and picks it up again. Mueller holds it. Quick wrister goes off a stick, but right to McGarriger. McGarriger shoots and scores. So McGarriger, fortunate there to takes a fortunate bounce off of the Wilderness defenseman. Mueller had it out at the point. He fired it off the shaft of the oncoming winger's stick. It went right onto McGarriger's stick, and he went low to the stick side for a 1-0 T-Birds lead. Puck back in the Wilderness zone, banged around back there. Klink goes across the ice to finish up his check. And Shaw holds it in behind the net. Comes up the boards, Childers pokes that one out. And then goes across to Wenchel. Wenchel backhands it up the boards where Klink is waiting for him. Flynn turns and regroups. He fakes one way and then flips it up the boards. The other Flynn is knocked down by Shaw right in front of the bench. There's another bump. There's a push out by Childers. Childers and Moran are away, 2-on-0. Childers to Moran. Moran missed the backhand of the wide open net, and the Wilderness player skated right into the net. That one comes outside the line. Schleusner couldn't keep it in at the line. That's a golden opportunity that Mr. Moran may wake up in the night thinking about. Draw one there, slid across to Warham. Warham tried to snap it and it jumped over his stick. Now it finally goes around. Moran, first guy to the puck there. Poked back by Weston to Schleusner. Schleusner with the wrister, deflected on the way in. Good save there by Innabanet as he had to take that puck. It was coming about 1.5 feet off the ice. Maybe he might have got knocked down there by Geddes in front of the net. Bounced right into the pillows of the Wilderness goaltender, and we'll have a face-off to his immediate right. Moran gathers up that lost draw. Weston tries to poke at it, and he can't get it to settle down, and the Wilderness come out and dump it in. Warham steps up on Hodgson, gives him a big bump. Then the puck goes in behind the net. It's fumbled around behind there, and it comes right out, and that thing is banged into the back of the net. First shot on goal by the Wilderness, and Zach Johnson is going to have the goal on an odd play. The puck bounced around in behind the net. Bradford got caught up. Schleusner got caught up with Bradford, and he snuck around to the other side and slid it into the wide open net. 1-1 with 13:33 to go here in the first period. Flynn brings it across the line. Pushes it out front. Measle missed the net. Now Measle with a second shot. Bradford steered that one away. It's kept in on that side by Wenchel. Yamamoto goes back to work. He's hit there by two Wilderness players, Flynn and Enham. Then Ohala cross-checked Flynn in the back, knocked him down, and that's going to be an interference call on Ohala. He'll sit 2 minutes or less in the plumb perfect penalty box. That's an interesting call here as Butters argues with him. We've seen this play multiple times. Williams explains his call to Butters. I believe Butters probably trying to make sure that that gets called consistently throughout the game. The penalty killers now are going to be Laux and Alonso, Anderson and Yamamoto. Flynn kicked out of the face-off circle. Enham gets it. There's a quick shot from the point by Measle. Steered away by Bradford. That one comes right out front. Laux pushes it out. Alonso gives chase after Wenchel. He bumps him. Now it comes in behind. Now Laux tried to jump on it. Anderson finally picks up the loose puck and knocks it the length of the ice. Good job there by the T-Bird penalty killers to put some pressure on the defense of the Wilderness. Wilderness bringing it across the blue line. Flynn's stick is lifted there by Laux, and Anderson goes high off the glass but can't get it out. Laux pokes it out the rest of the way and gives chase after Wenchel. Steers Wenchel up the right-hand side. Now it comes over here to the near boards. Enham has it. He looks for a man across the way. Oh, geez, Alonso had just blocked that. A little half an inch and he would have had himself a breakaway. Good job there by Alonso. Laux cross-checks his man down in the corner. Gives him a little bump from behind. Now Yamamoto battles away. Puck comes out to Enham, who snapped one high and wide. Up over top of Bradford's stick. Enham across to Wenchel. Wenchel into the middle for Measle. Measle fires one on the blocker. Bradford, good save there. It's held in the corner. 40 seconds remain in the Wilderness power play. Measle steers one around Alonso and then misses the net. Yamamoto twists around, bangs one around the boards, gathered up by Laux, and Laux backhands one down the other end of the ice. All four players change for the T-Birds. Klink in hard on the zone. He works over Measle down in behind the net. Shaw and Mueller come out. McGarriger holds that one, and he's hammered by Measle, much to the delight of the Wilderness bench. Then Shaw hammers the goal scorer, Zach Johnson, backhanded out and whiffed on by the Wilderness defenseman. McGarriger knocked down, cross-checked in the back. Now is McGarriger versus 3 down there. Butters screams at the referee for a penalty there. Shaw comes in and clears out the immediate area, and McGarriger comes out with the puck, gets it over to Mueller. And that'll be the end of the penalty. T-Birds back at full strength. Mueller here, pushes it up the side, nobody home. That one's gonna go for icing. So 10:38 to go, penalty over. Childers out there now with Moran and Weston. Schleusner and Warham on the back end. Moran wins that draw in behind the net. Warham zips it around the wall. Childers backhands that one out in the middle where Weston and Moran will come in 2-on-2. That puck there just didn't quite slide enough for Weston, and Moran got himself a half a step ahead of the puck. Thus goes for offside, and we'll have a face-off right in front of the Wilderness bench. Which one?
Offsides, I don't know.
Oh. Warham pushes it over to Schleusner. He gets it in. Now Weston fires one at the Wilderness goal. Rebound pops out. Warham steps up. He has a slapper. That one right through Childers' armpit, on its way and missed the net. Now it's dragged out across the red line here by Fogelgren. Warham steps up on his man, and that's going to be a trip there. Warham missed the man and got his leg stuck out as Fogelgren tried to steer around him and kind of walked his way into a trip there, and Warham will sit for 2 minutes. So T-Birds back at the penalty kill here with Weston and Childers, Anderson and Yamamoto. Anderson battles away with his man as Enham takes it in behind the net, goes off the boards out to Measle. Measle tries to go cross ice. That's intercepted by Weston and banged up the boards by Anderson. Weston tried to redirect it but couldn't get it out. Now Flynn pushes it down to his namesake Flynn in the other corner. Yamamoto shoves him up against the boards, gets his stick lifted. There's a puck loose in front of the net. Anderson pounces on that, knocks it down to Tony's Market at the other end. Childers, first guy to the puck down there. He battles his man. And out come the Wilderness. Weak cross ice pass there. Weston side steps a check. Gets the puck deep. Minute and 15 seconds to go in Warham's penalty. As Measle comes across center and gets it over to Flynn. Flynn slows things down, holds it there. His namesake Flynn. Puck rolls around in front of the net. Couldn't get a handle. Bradford couldn't get a handle on it there, and the Wilderness shot went just wide. Anderson tied up his man, but picked up there by Ennin and back to the point of Flynn. Now Ennin holds it again. Puck bounces around at the blue line. Looked like it might have hit a high stick, but didn't. And then Laux battles his guy down in the corner. He pushes it down low. O'Hala swoops in and just missed the puck there. And out come the Wilderness one last time. 30 seconds to go in the T-Bird penalty. As Flynn backhands his way to the net, Shaw ties him up, pushes a puck away, not controlled by the T-Birds and out to the line. Basanta backhands one the length, and Bradford had to be sharp there. I think he got that one with the knob of his stick, or that was headed in slow motion towards the back corner. O'Hala can't get the puck out, and it's kept in. Ennin shoots. That one's way high and wide. That's the second one way high and wide by Ennin. Backhanded out to the line by Laux, but not out. There's a long shot. That one hit the knob of Bradford's stick again. I don't know that I've seen a couple of those at the same time here. Finally, Shaw steps in. He whacks the puck. That'll end the power play. This one's actually going to go for icing. All right, McGarriger leans in for this draw. He loses it back to the point, pushed towards the net, and now it's 3-on-2 out the other way. McGarriger clanking Geddes. Geddes going to the net. Klink sees him there. Geddes did it. Oh, just intercepted at the last second. Inabanet put his stick out there, deflected it up and over Geddes' stick. Geddes with a nice job of going to the net. Stick down, ready to take that pass. Klink saw him all the way. Good play there by the Wilderness goaltender to steer the puck up and over top. In the process, push the net off, and we'll have a face-off down here in the offensive zone. Draw one by McGarriger. Schleusner over to Warham. Warham slides it over to Klink. Klink goes around his man and tries to backhand one in front of the net that didn't work. Wilderness bring it up the near side. Hannafin, he brings it back across. That'll bounce off. Warham chips it out. That might have been offside. Klink looks at Butters, wondering if he thinks he saw what he saw. And now Schleusner gathers it up in the corner. He gets it up to Geddes. Geddes into the middle to McGarriger. McGarriger tried to go cross ice to Klink, but that went to Ford. Warham holds it there. He stops at the line and cuts towards the middle. Gets it over to Moran. Moran slides in. Moran shoots. That was a big save there by Inabanet. Puck back to Schleusner. He slides it over to Alonso. Bounced off his stick and out. Warham back. Now he gets it over to Schleusner. Schleusner gains the red line. He looks for a little bit of room. He dekes one man, comes around another. He's going to leave it there for Weston. Then he picks it back up, gives it back to Weston, but it's intercepted. Now Schleusner picks it up again. Schleusner all over the puck on this sequence. Weston in there battles two men. Alonso waits for it to come out, and he'll be the beneficiary of that squirt. Alonso with a quick shot. Good save there by Inabanet off the left-hand pad. Schleusner calls for that puck. Moran deflected a Yamamoto shot. Inabanet up to the task. Does a good job of getting himself set up and then out to the top of that blue paint. He's not the biggest goaltender this team has run into, but he does well with his positioning, and he's out up top on that blue paint. Makes himself look bigger and less susceptible to some of those close-in deflections. So Moran, Alonso, Weston will stick around. Anderson's come out to join his partner Yamamoto, and the puck goes down in behind the net where Moran picks that up. Out to Anderson. Anderson slid in. There's a loose rebound, and Alonso had his stick tied up there by Wenchel. Good defensive play by Wenchel to keep him out of the way. Now Flynn has it, he backs it up to Winchell. Alonzo, or Weston has that. Moran can't control the puck and it bounces around in front of the net. And Enum pretends, well, he tried to make it look like he was hurt. He actually was just holding on to Yamamoto's stick. There's a backhander that's blocked out. Now Flynn goes up the boards to Enum. Enum gains the blue line, leaks in. Flynn there, Weston tried to battle him, but another save by Bradford. Now Measle holds it at the point into Enum. Anderson tripped Enum and he's gonna go to the box. So with 5:25 remaining here in the first period, the T-Birds will attempt to kill their third penalty of the period as the defensemen trade spots in the penalty box this period. Anderson will go 2 minutes or less for tripping. Ohala will try to kill this penalty initially with Laux. Shaw grabs that and he goes length of the ice, drops it into Tony's market. I'm not sure who's more tired here, is the Wilderness power play that's played almost the entire 2 minutes of every penalty here, or the penalty killers off of the T-Birds. Out to Flynn at the point. Flynn pushes it back to Ennin. Ennin tries to cut through the middle. Measle thought he'd have a big blast there, and then that's flipped high in the air by Mueller down. Laux first guy to the puck there. Flynn tries to bump him off the puck, no luck. Now a weak shot from the point. That one flipped around. It was a bit of a rolling puck. Mueller did a good job not to have that bounce over his stick and into the neutral zone. Got it towards the net and almost in time for Laux to pick it up before it made it to the goaltender. Minute 24 remains in the T-Birds penalty and 4 minutes and 49 seconds left in the first period here in the Town Toyota Center in Wenatchee. Wilderness control it off the draw in behind the net. Laux steers him up the right-hand side. Ohala intercepts that pass. Mueller goes in, steers around the referee. Now he puts it up off the glass, sitting on that shelf over there between the glass and the boards. Laux had a hard time picking it up. Mueller grabbed it. He got it over to Shaw. Shaw goes high up and over top of the Wilderness defenseman Fay, and it goes down the length of the ice where the Wilderness are going to have to set themselves up again. Ohala fakes, try to get this thing moving along. Ford brings it up the left-hand side. Fogelgren has that. He's knocked down by Shaw. Shaw digs it out of his feet, makes a real nice play there. Good hit. Picked up the puck, dumped it the length of the ice. Schleusner and Warham come out with Childers and Klink. There's a long dump in there. That is not the play that Wilderness probably wanted to make. Hold the puck, boys. All 5 Wilderness players went to the bench on that dump in. Childers blocks that one. He brings it down behind the net, keeps his feet moving. Schaefer tries to get a hold of him, can't catch him. Now Childers comes around in front. He's bumped there. He got a shot off the side, was blocked by Inabanet, and now it comes out the other way. Warham bumps Schaefer and pokes the puck out. Childers continues to work hard on the side. Basanta, weak backhander over, and now Childers bumps his guy down in the corner. T-Birds back at full strength. Klink pulls it out front. He backhand passes one in. It bounces around in there, and then Klink bangs it off the post. Klink pushed a high backhand pass into the middle. It hit 2 or 3 defenders, and a T-Bird bounced right back to him, and then he backhanded it right off the post with the open net. That one's dumped in down low. Warham looks around and passes it across to Schleusner. Klink can't control it off the boards, but backhands it out to McGarriger. McGarriger to Warham. Warham is going to try to go around his man. Backhands one into Geddes. Geddes couldn't control that pass. Now Warham out front to McGarriger. Geddes will battle away in there against Schaefer. Klink comes over to help him out, gets out to the line, nice bump there, and Schleusner will gather it up, pushes it out the far side as the Wild all go for a change. McGarriger's got a bit of room. He's got, he had help there, but then he was dumped by Winchell in the far, or Johnson in the far corner. He looks tired and make his way to the bench here. Hannafin comes across the blue line. He's bumped by Weston, not once, but twice. Hannafin still controls the puck, made a good pass out front. Measle had brought himself into the center of the net and was wide open there. Now Geddes pokes one away and he's off to the races. He's got Weston coming to the net. He fires an odd angle shot that's gathered up like Derek Jeter on the ground ball up the middle by Anna Bennett, and he'll hold it for the linesman to come over, pick it up. Probably doesn't translate at home. There's a lot of loose pucks and 3 inches away from, similar to that first game where the puck is there, the boys know that they got a chance to get away on somebody, but the puck just doesn't cooperate, and not a lot of luck here with the, maybe at the blue line where the 2-on-1s and 3-on-2s are created. They'll go back to work here now. Nash in behind the net. Ohala waits for that puck to come out the right-hand side, and it does. Here he comes. He looks for a man. He gets it back to Anderson for the one-timer. Anderson whacked it off of Fogelgren. He blocked the shot. Yamamoto calls for it. He goes up the far side. Lauk's the beneficiary of that. He steps around Measle. Measle grabs him, throws him down. Yamamoto with the slapper. That one's deflected and rolled right through the crease. Inadvertent whistle there by the referee. He yells out to the boys. Referee lost sight of the puck, blew it down, immediately tapped his chest and said, hey, that's my bad, guys. The puck laying right in the crease there. I'm not sure the T-Birds were going to get that one anyway, but we'll have a face-off down low. It's lost by Ohala, now brought across to Ford. And the Wilderness bring it out the near side. Flynn decides he doesn't like the look of that and brings it back to Ford. They go in behind the net and then try to come up the middle. Flynn brings it up the middle. He's met there by Anderson, shoved to the side. Now he holds it there. Anderson bumps him and relieves him of the puck. Anderson has to be sharp here. He kicks it up to Nash. Nash can't control that, and it's shot back into the zone by the Wilderness. A little backhander by Yamamoto. Now up to Nash. Nice little play there by Nash. Took it off his skate and kicked it right over to Ohala. Backhanded one to Laux. Laux cross-checked his guy in the corner, chasing after the puck, and he's going to go for 2 minutes here. So 32 seconds left, and the T-Birds will go on their 4th penalty kill of this period as Laux makes way to the box. Mueller and Shaw will be tasked with defending this PK, and Alonso and Clank will be up front. Puck rolls around in the Wilderness zone, 24 seconds to go. There's a long cross ice pass to Winchell. He can't control it. Shaw grabs it and flips it up to Clank. Clank deflects it into the zone. 12 seconds to go. We'll see if the Wilderness want to make one last rush here, or they're content just to get to the break with a 1-1 tie. 4 seconds to go as Enham brings it to the front. He backhanded one into Flynn. That hit Flynn's skates. Mueller did a real nice job of tying up his stick. I don't think Flynn had any chance of getting that thing anywhere other than his skates. And that'll be the end of the first period. So shots that period, 13-10 in favor of the T-Birds, which is fairly amazing given that they've had four penalties to kill off. And here we go for second period action. Draw one by McGarriger. Mueller holds onto it and then wrists one down the length of the ice. Minute and 20 to go in Anderson's penalty. Wenchel. Oh, that's Laux's penalty. Sorry, I'm still caught on the last one. Ennin goes cross ice. That slides underneath Flynn's stick, and Shaw bumps him. Weston bumps his man and then whacks the puck out as the T-Birds go to the body on the last sequence there. Now Ennin turns around. He pushes it over to Wenchel, gets it up to Flynn. Too long for Flynn. Shaw stepped up, whacked it down, and then gave Flynn a little howshy going on the way in front of the Cedars Inn sign on the far side. Ennin gets tied up with Mueller at the blue line. Now it's over to Measle. Measle's got a shot here. He pounds it off of the chest of Bradford. There's the puck. Bounces around. Nobody can get a handle on it. Big save there by McGarriger on the goal line. Bradford reaches down to get his stick. Childers out up top. Now McGarriger goes that way. And Mueller intercepts Measle's pass but can't get it out on the backhand. Now it's turned around. That hit the side of the net on a deflection from Flynn. McGarriger around the boards but not out. Wenchel brings it into the middle looking for a man. 8 seconds remain in the penalty. Measle up top. Over to Wenchel, down to Flynn. Flynn with a long shot, missed the net by 6 feet and went into the far corner and bounced out over the blue line. Here comes Mueller now. He sees Laux, who just came out of the box. Laux with a snap. That one goes high and wide over the net. Ohala gathers up the rebound on the boards. He tried to center one to Laux. It just went under his stick. Now Warham in behind the net. Ohala intercepted that, took it to Schleusner. Schleusner with the long slapper there. Childers couldn't quite get a stick on that one to deflect it in. Abanet way out on top of that blue paint. Gathered it in, and he'll hold on to it for a face-off down in the Wilderness zone. Ohala loses that draw, but then beats his man to the puck, Johnson there. Now he goes cross ice, backhand to Warham. Warham can't keep it in. Warham bangs his stick in disgust. He's got to be ready for that puck. Not sure what he's thinking is going to happen there. I'm sure his mom will talk to him about that later. Maybe his little sister. All right, Ohala takes a draw here. He beats Johnson this time around, and Yamamoto zips it around. Laux gathers it in. Good play there to get it to Nash. Nash comes across the blue line, backhands one over, takes a bump from Johnson. Ohala pushes it up, a pass too far for Nash. There's Laux waiting for it on the other side, but it's poked past him. Now caught up with the referee as it comes up the far boards. Slowly but surely, Anderson has that one go off his leg, and finally the Wilderness get it out. Holland here, he takes a long shot that's gathered in by Bradford, and Fogelgren's knocked down in front of the net. East cleans off the area in front of the net, covered in snow from the back. Ohala had a hold of him as he went down. Both teams with a full change. Moran leans in for that draw, wins it over to Shaw. Shaw comes around the boards. Geddes waits there. He knows he's going to take a bump. He chipped it out to Moran. Good job by Moran to get his stick free and then get it up to Weston. Weston takes it on the other side of the red line and dumps it in the far corner. Moran pesters his man. Geddes had a whack at his guy but couldn't get the puck. Now Shaw gets it and zips it off the boards and hits the linesman on the way in. Weston clears it up and pushes it the rest of the way. Schaefer now on the near side, puts it in the middle. That bounces past Hodgson. Shaw goes high up there. Basada jumped and tried to catch that one, but dropped it down, and it was pushed into the zone by the T-Birds. Weston is going to get called for high sticking here. He got his stick up, and that might have been one of the lightest taps I've seen on a guy's helmet all day, and he's going to take a penalty for that. Here comes Schaefer. He pushes it over to Flynn. Flynn tried to get it back to Schaefer. Geddes stepped in the middle of that, and here goes Weston to the box. Weston, a bit of a victim of circumstance there, as he got knocked off balance, his hands came up, then as he leaned back, his stick pushed forward and tapped the helmet of tapped the helmet of the Wilderness player. Butters now barks at the linesman, Headley. Headley turns around. He is a joke with Butters over that. There's a big hit by Moran at the blue line. Then Winchell tried to hit him. No luck there. Actually, Measle tried to hit Moran. No luck, and Moran got it down the length of the ice as the Wilderness set themselves back up in behind the net. Comes out the near side here to Flynn. He can't control it. Mueller steps up and pokes it down to the far blue line. Now Winchell across to Ennin. Ennin holds it there, backhands it down low for Flynn. Shaw's gonna bump Flynn down there. He takes the puck at the same time. Tries to go up the boards. He whacks him but loses control. It comes out to Ennin and bounces around. Winchell with the wrister in, missed by Flynn. Good save by Bradford there in traffic. Mueller gets stepped aside. That one comes across, and that's a big save there. That was a Flynn to Flynn. Bradford slid across with the right pad and kept that one out. That was a great save by Bailey. That one goes around Shaw. Now it's Flynn. He shoots up and over top of Bradford's right-hand shoulder. And this penalty bug has finally bit the T-Birds after 5 penalties in a row. The Wilderness power play comes to life. The nice shot by Kyle Flynn up and over top of the shoulder of Bradford. So the Wild take their first lead of the tournament now at 2-1 with 12 minutes, 28 seconds to go. Let's see what kind of response we get out of these T-Birds. And there's the first one right there. An interference call on Alonso as he was dumped right in front of the work sign. Hannafin's going to go to the box there. And I think some of the priming of the referees may have helped on that call. Not that it wasn't interference. We'll have a face-off just outside the T-Bird zone now. And out comes the power play unit for the T-Birds. Laux, Nash, and O'Hala. Moran will man the point with Schleusner. Puck chucked down by the linesman. Moran gets it across to Schleusner. Schleusner standing still. Now he gets the feet moving. Draws a man his way and gets it over to Nash. Nash will gain the blue line. He looks for O'Hala, pushes it ahead to him. O'Hala keeps it moving around the net, out to Laux. Laux holds it there to Moran. That's a dangerous play right there at the blue line. Now they get it to the open man to Schleusner on the far side. Nash on the goal line. He comes across. There's a shot to Moran. He shoots and scores, and it's quickly tied back up. So what could have been a near catastrophe at the near blue line here between Misters Moran and Laux turns into Schleusner down to Nash. Nash looks across. Moran had busted to the net in the back door. He banged it right into the wide open net for a 2-2 tie. Puck comes across to Nash. Nash finds O'Hala in the middle. He's got a step on him. Comes around. He backhands one. Good save there by Anabanet. He got the glove out. Now it's pushed out to Schleusner. Schleusner across to Warren. Warren steps in with the wrister. That hit the D-man, Basada, right in the shin pads, and O'Hala gets it back to Warren. Warren tries to keep it in. Good job there. Schleusner across to Nash. Nash loads one up. There's one that was fluttering around. Nash gets his own rebound, fires one into the goaltender. That's pawed down by Anabanet, but he finally gathers it in with the stick. Good sequence there by the T-Birds as they start to pick up the pace a little bit. Full line change for the T-Birds. Yamamoto and Anderson head out with McGarriger. McGarriger centered one that went right through Clank's legs and Alonso's as well. Yamamoto across to Anderson. Anderson lifts one up to Klink to bounce off his shin pads. Now it's right back to Anderson. Anderson goes high off the glass. That bounces over Meisel's stick and will serve as a long dump in as McGarriger and Klink go to work in behind the net. Push away at it. McGarriger comes out. He centered it. Couldn't get a hold of it. Now he's grabbed and hooked up a bit by Meisel there. He looks at the referee to wonder where that call might be. No call made. Anna Bennett out up top of that blue circle, put his mitt on it and held on to it as the Wilderness changed their defensive pair, send that number 1 pair off and send out the second tier guys, second pairing guys. McGarriger won that draw, except the puck wasn't there yet. Now it rolls around in front of the net. Alonso had to bounce off his shin pad, off the shoulder of Anna Bennett, and couldn't get another shot there as the that one there is going to apparently be called offside. Maybe it hit a glove on the bench, I'm not sure. Would you see anything there? Did he? A long offside. Not intentional, but quasi-intentional, we'll call it. Klink gets that one out to McGarriger. McGarriger in 2-on-2. He pulls Alonso's groin at the blue line there and has to twist around. Alonso gets himself back on side, sorted out, and he hustles in after that loose puck. Now Yamamoto steps up on Johnson, and then Wilderness are forced to flip it up over, and that one's going to go for icing. Moran in, tip of that stick on the dot. Weston backs up under the watchful eye of linesman Headley. He battles away in there. Moran comes out with it. Good job there. Mueller backhands one down. Now Moran tries to go across ice. That's intercepted by the Wilderness. Moran gave chase over there, but wasn't able to finish that check. Now Childers has it, pokes it up to Moran, but too far for him, and the Wilderness keep it in. Shaw goes off the glass. Winchell knocks that down with a high stick, but he'll be fine as Moran keeps his feet moving, looks around for a man. He gets it out to Mueller. Mueller wrists one in. That hit Weston in the shin pad. Now Moran bangs it back into Childers. Childers trying to get it out front. There's Weston. Weston backhands one. It's sitting loose, and Weston scores. Childers made a outstanding little area pass there. He banged it out in front. Weston had one whack at it. It sat in the feet of Anna Bennett. He couldn't get his mitt on it. Weston excited to go to the bench, and he banged in that rebound from 1.5 feet away and give the T-Birds a 3-2 lead. Who got it to Childers? Was that Moran? Maybe. All right, well, text me if you saw it at home. I'm giving Moran the assist on that one. So here comes Ohala. The T-Birds are right back at it. Ohala steps around and pushes it into the open net. Oh, and he tried to get it to Laux, but it hit a skate and just out of the outreach of number 18 there. He would have had himself a wide open net. Now the Wilderness are relieved of the puck by Nash. Ohala steps aside from Meisel. Now Ohala's got it here. He's got Laux going to the net and comes in backhand. Good save there by Anna Bennett. He stuck the glove out. Laux couldn't get himself free of the defender, and on that little 2-on-1, Chase made the right play, went right to the net, went to the backhand on the deke. Anna Bennett up to the task. He stuck the glove out there, made a good glove save, and the T-Birds starting to bring it up, starting to pick up the pace here now. Out comes McGarriger, Klink, and Geddes. McGarriger wins a draw to Yamamoto, over to Anderson. Anderson with the wrister, that hit Flynn in the shin pad. Geddes comes over and bangs his man and then pushes the puck down low. Ford holds it there. Now it's up to Flynn. Flynn over to the other Flynn. These boys not related, I'm told. And then last night I'm told they're from the same place in Minnesota, so you put that together. Now the puck up the far side, McGarriger comes across the blue line. Geddes holds the line, and he'll be in there behind the net as he lifts the stick. Klink picks up the puck, gives it back to McGarrigle. McGarrigle goes far side to Anderson. Anderson with the wrister, that's deflected just wide by Geddes. Geddes battles away in there, and now he pushes it across to McGarrigle. McGarrigle whacks a rolling puck in a bandit out at the top of the blue, kicks the left leg out and grabs it with his glove. He holds onto it. Got a little Patrick Waugh going there now. The head bob and the kind of working the glove. Now he's going full post. He's feeling confident. Good for the young lad. He's made some real good saves today. He should feel confident. Here comes Moran. Moran battles away. Weston comes out of there with the puck. He kicks it up. There, it slid over to Alonso. Sat wide open and sat wide open. That went off the pipe. Was laying there as the referee was maybe 20 feet back from the net when he blew that one down instead of getting in behind the net where he could see the puck. That puck was still loose. No argument from the well-disciplined T-Birds. They've had enough to say, I think, already. And that one's won by Moran, poked over to the side by Alonso. Alonso does a good job of getting that puck deep. Moran holds it there. Moran comes around. He had Alonso, but it bounced on him. Now it's whacked around at the line by Shaw and finally brought out by Hannafin. He gets it over the line. Middaugh pushes it past Mueller. Mueller's going to bump him down at the far end. He backhands one out to Kenmore. Kenmore mishandled it. Weston mans up in front of him, and it's a little 2-on-1. Weston shoots and scored! Oh my! Finney Weston with a snapper from the top of the circle goes bar down on the far corner. Oh, and Weston shows his gun to Innabannet after that goal, and Weston bags his second one of the morning here. Who pushed that one out there, color man? We need replay on our thing here. I didn't pick up the, hey, do you guys see who passed that one up to Finney from here? No? All right, we'll have a tape review of that when I get back to the room. And back to the live action here. Flynn backhands one towards the net. 4-2 lead for the T-Birds. 7 minutes to go here in the second period as Schleusner comes out across the blue line. He gets it to Laux. Laux into the middle. He dances around a little bit there, gets it to Schleusner. Schleusner to Nash. Nash to Warham. Warham down to Nash. Nash put one right in front of the net. Schleusner's going to pick that up. He directs it towards the net. Little rebound there. Oh my. Ohala got forked in front of the net. He's a tough kid. He'll get right back up, and he's back in the play as Enham dumps it in. Bradford's going to put his mitt on it. Probably a wise decision. And then Flynn decides he's going to come into the net. The other Flynn comes in. Schleusner's having nothing to do with it, and Warham's about had enough of it too. The boys are fine with somebody coming in close to the net, but if you want to stand around there and wait for something to happen, Schleusner and Warham both obliged him. Schleusner threw his man down, and Warham punched his man right in the chest. No call as Butters has a quick chat with the referee and the linesman. Linesman holds on now. Anderson argues with the other linesman. Anderson doesn't have his mouth guard on. I'm not quite sure why this is continues to be a problem here. The boys have mouth guards lined up on the bench that they're obviously not wearing. If the conditions of playing the game are to have your mouth guard in, and every kid is responsible for all of that, just put your mouth guard in, I think. Got to have 2 gloves on too. All right, Shawsey goes over there, and nobody gets the puck as it bounces off the boards. That one slides into the middle. Klink turns around. He goes high up in the air. That one bounces around by Kenmore. He finally controls it, gets it over to Winchell. Winchell across. Now they Wilderness put it up the boards, and Yamamoto standing there waiting for it. Klink takes a bump in the back, and that should go for icing there. Waved off by the front linesman. Yamamoto goes up the boards at Klink. Klink can't control that hot pass. It come up and bounce just in front of his skate. Now he shoots one up the boards, hits Ford in the ear hole. Childers got a little foot race here with Ford. He's going to bump him out of the way. Ford does a good job of shielding the puck, and then he clears it up the outside. That pass is intercepted by Moran straight to Shaw. Shaw goes around his man now. Shaw brings it through the middle. He's got a head of steam here. He's looking for somebody. He goes to the far dot, snaps one off the blocker that can't be controlled by Anna Bennett, and out come the Wilderness one more time. Wenatchee there, Weston on him. Moran, beneficiary of that. He's zipped one off the linesman. Now he goes around his man, goes towards the net, he gets it to Geddes. Geddes had a half an open net, but a rolling puck. He did a good job to control it and get a shot off, but Anna Bennett was able to make his way over to the close post there. Shaw takes a shot from the far side that went wide. Now Geddes back to Mueller. Mueller gets it over to Shaw. Shaw's got some room. There's a rolling puck that knuckles its way in. Now Geddes has a whack at it. That one's steered to the corner. Moran picks it up, gets it out to Mueller. There's one that deflects 3 times on its way in. And I think Mueller's going to get that goal. Everybody's looking at Mueller. I think that might have hit 2, maybe 3 Wilderness players and then went right between the legs of Anna Bennett for a 5-2 T-Bird lead. So we'll call that one Mueller from Moran. And I think that was Moran that picked up Shaw's shot. We'll call it a shot pass off the boards. How about that, eh? Beauty. It's all right. They all look the same on eliteprospects.com. There you go. All right, Schleusner gets it across the Nash. Has a bounce off his backhand. Ohala. He's in battles both Flynn boys. Again, unrelated. Warren finally controls that after Nash got it to him. Schleusner, good pass to Laux. Laux has everybody chasing him. Ohala's got that. He dekes around the referee. Laux does a real nice job there controlling the puck, but Nash just lost it. Schleusner poked it away. Enham has that. Warren stepped up on him as he dumped it in. Flynn tries to bump Schleusner, and he gets the wrong end of that one. That one did not feel good, I'm sure. Nash now comes up the far side. He's with Warren. That's poked away. Warren slides it across to Laux as the T-Birds try to pass the puck into the net. Schleusner turns around. He finds Warren on the far side. That one goes up the wall and is deflected down by Johnson. Nash and Laux will make their way to the bench. Ohala gives chase, and he'll make his way to the bench now. Alonzo, Klink, McGarriger come out. Warren on the back end here. He tries to put one up there. Goes off of Hannafin's foot, and then pushed back out. Now it's bound around. Basada's got that one. Alonzo probably got away with a trip there. And now every Wilderness guy wants to have a shot at a D-man on the way by. As Hannafin got into it, or Johnson and Warren shoved one another, and then as Schleusner walked by, Johnson gave him a whack as well. So 3:36 to go, 5-2 T-Bird lead. Yamamoto brings it around the boards. Klink waiting there for it. He gets it into the middle for McGarriger. McGarriger tried to move around, it didn't work. Yamamoto steps up, keeps the puck in. Now it comes out. Anderson calls for it on the far side. Yamamoto obliges him and gets him the puck. Alonzo picks up that loose change and pushes it down into the zone. Klink's got this one. Klink hit Johnson with it. Johnson, nobody knows where the puck went. Oh, all right. That one's free to the first oncoming fan. As that one went off of Johnson, up and over the glass for a face-off down in the Wilderness zone. So a new puck direct from Slovakia makes its way into the game. Headley throws that one down. Alonzo went in to help out, and it squirted past him, and out come the Wilderness. They dump it into the far end. Yamamoto up to Anderson. Anderson, nice play there to get it back to Yamamoto. Yamamoto spins around. He has a look, and a solid pass up the middle. Deflected there, though, by the Wilderness centerman. And Flynn turns around the other way. He's stick checked by Klink. Now Wenatchee tries to make his way in. Yamamoto got him lined up. Yamamoto bumps him after that weak shot. Flynn goes towards the net, and I think the Wilderness want to crash the net a little bit. The problem is that the net crashing seems to happen after the whistle and not before. So Flynn will go up against Moran here. Moran loses that draw. It's out, but Weston is all over that, and he comes streaking up the left-hand side. Puck on its side. Weston having a hard time controlling it. He gets it over to Childers. Childers holds it there. He's held by Fay. Now he's bumped by Flynn. Still got the legs moving. Still controls the puck. Weston there for moral support. No, now he picks up the puck. Gets it back to Shaw. Shaw with an interesting one-time slapper. Got those new skates kind of wrapped around one another. As Mueller comes over and boys have a little bit of a chuckle. Shaw doesn't want to look him in the face. Shakes his head. It's all good. He got the shot on net. Moran will step in here with Weston and Childers. Moran down. He wins the draw back clean to Shaw. Shaw brings it back. He shoots one from the goal line. That hit the Inna Bennett in the side of the leg and then bounced back. Childers is yanked down by Ford. Now Childers goes back after Ford. Moran in there. That one's poked around. They try to get it around. That's been poked around Weston, then poked around Shaw, and it's a 2-on-1 the other way. Passed across. That one's kicked out by Bradford. That puck just kept rolling and rolling, slow motion, but Bradford kicked his right leg out there. Now the puck sits up against the near boards here as the referee implores the boys to move the puck. Minute 35 to go in the second period. Puck still sits there. Finally, Weston has a whack at it. He's all tied up there. Wenchell's got him. There's two Wilderness players in there. And Moran hits Fogelgren. They try to go cross ice. Good job by Childers there to tie up his man at the blue line. Now Mueller has the puck. That thing's on its side. Weston does a good job of just chopping it out the rest of the way. Now Moran's got it. Weston goes to the bench. Laux steps out. Here's Childers with a long wrister. That one hit the blocker and went to the side of the net. Childers gathers up his rebound, kicks it over to Laux. Laux! Oh, tried to get it right in front. Moran dumped his guy, which probably should have been interference there in front of the net. Now Childers takes a big bump from Wenchell in the corner. He battles away down there. Out comes Johnson. Johnson up the side, missed his man, and Holland will pick it up and dump it down to the other end of the ice. Warham turns around, looks for a man. He's got Laux in the middle. Laux has it go off his stick, and that's going to go the length of the ice, but it's waved off for icing. Laux battles away there. Nash has that one slip past him. Schaefer out and battles away with Ohala. Warham turns it around. He's going to have a skate the other way. Keeps the feet moving. He can't control it. Gets it over to Laux. That was behind him. Tough play there. Ohala hammered Schaefer. Now Schleusner's got it. And Basada tried to hit Schleusner to no avail. Nash pushes his man out of the way. Centering pass. So it was off Ohala. Now it bounces to Laux. And Warham steps up for this slapper, and it's a knuckler on the way as the puck was rolling, and that'll be the end of the second period as the T-Birds lead 5-2. Not a great start for the T-Birds of this game. They took 5 penalties in a row, surrendered the early 1-0 lead as the Wilderness took a 2-1 lead, first time they've led in the tournament. McGarriger with 1, Moran's got 1, Weston with a couple, Mueller put in the last one with 5 minutes to go in the second period. Boys will head to the locker room here as we'll get a Zamboni show, and we'll be back in 15 minutes or less. All right, fans, ready to go here. Third period action from the Town Toyota Center in Wenatchee. T-Birds lead 5-2, 17 minutes to go here in the third period. Alonzo will take the draw. Moran kicked out. Weston up on the far side, having a strong game. Back to Warren, over to Schleusner. Schleusner tries to go across. Measle steps up in front of that one. And it's dumped back in, and Wenatchee offside. Weston calls for it from Warren. Weston gets it up the far side. He's feeling it today. There's a quick shot that's steered away by Inabanet. Alonzo tried to get it down low, but intercepted by Measle, and out come the Wilderness. Wilderness gain the center red line and dump it in. Flynn pesters Warren there. He sidesteps him and pushes it up the blue line. That one goes out. Holland pushes it all the way back in. Now Alonzo has it. He looks for Weston on the far side. Bounced over his stick. Weston takes a direct line to that puck. He's going to fall, and he goes right into the net. No worse for wear. No need to worry up there in Homer, Alaska. Mr. Weston has a big smile on his face. He's having a heck of a game here today. Hopefully all the high school hockey boys are watching this one again. I know they tuned in yesterday. We also got Matt Klink's grandparents have tuned in for today. I'm pretty sure to see Matt. We can get a shot of Jim, but he mostly is doing the same thing, standing there with his hands in his pockets. He is well dressed today. He's shed the jeans and running shoes, and he's looking sharp, giving direction on the bench there. Anderson now out here on the close side, as you can see. Nash, Laux, and Ohala. Linesman checks everybody in and out. Drops the puck. Nash pokes it away. Tries to go through 1-on-2. Has his stick lifted there as he pesters the D-man forward. Ohala grabbed it and dropped it down low. They try to come up the boards. That one's slapped out into the neutral zone. Nash holds it. Looks for a man. He goes to Laux. Laux cuts through the middle. Crisscrosses with Ohala. Now tries to slide one in towards the net. Gets it back to Anderson. He'll take that big slapper, but no traffic in front. Slid around. Nash slid it back to Yamamoto. Did a good job of keeping it in. There's Ohala, bumps his guy, and Anderson will pick up the loose puck and get it over to Yamamoto. Yamamoto up the boards to Nash. He pushes it between his legs. Goes long to Laux. Icing waved off. Full line change as Klink comes out with Childers and McGarriger. Puck comes through the middle by the Wilderness. Fulgren there. Anderson gives him the patented hip check into the boards. Fulgren to make his way to the bench. McGarriger comes around and gets it to Klink. That bangs around in his skates, but back into the zone. Yamamoto tries it at the other side. Anderson puts it over to Klink, misses his stick, but it hit the linesman. Klink threw on the brakes and picked it up. Now he puts it out in front of the net. Childers was right there, but it hit a leg on its way in, and out the other way comes Hannafin. Hannafin take a shot from the top of the circle. That's blockered into the corner there by Bradford. He's had a strong game, a couple of real good key saves at key points in time. Shaw tries to go backhand up. That's intercepted there and dumped back in the zone. There's one up to McGarriger off the shin pads. Finally makes its way to Klink, and Klink flipped it out and over, and it'll bounce around there. Childers, like a water bug, turns around in there. He goes past Measle, tries to lift his stick here. He sits from behind. Moran closes in on him. Weston bumps his guy. He had to be careful there as Hannafin twisted around. Now Shaw gets it up to Weston. Weston just deflects that one in the zone, and Getty first man on the puck. Getty's drags it from his hands to his feet and then back to his feet again, and him and Weston go to work in there. Weston using that big body, shields out his man, but Wilderness come out with the puck as Winchell brings it up the far boards, and it's backhanded down. This is going to go for icing. Forward line will change. Laux, O'Halla, and Nash come out onto the ice as Geddes, Moran, and Weston make their way to the bench after a strong shift of forechecking. Mueller and Shaw sit in behind O'Halla as O'Halla wins the draw back. Nash holds onto it, twists around, looks for a man, gives it one more twist and puts it into Shaw's feet. He dumps it in behind the net. Laux waiting there for it. Now Mueller's got it up on the half wall. Laux tries to poke it past his man and can. It's knocked away now. Nash has a shot. That went between the goaltender's legs and hit the far post and bounced right out. Now Flynn picks up the loose one. Shaw a little bit off balance there, can't get his centering pass away. Mueller has his stick knocked out of his hands by Flynn, picks that up and goes back to work on Flynn. Flynn twists around, gets it in behind the net, and they try to get it out to the point. Nash steps in front of that, has his stick lifted, but gets the puck out. Now he bumps around there with Ford. Laux goes in. O'Halla calls for it. Laux tries to hold it. He's held from behind, and that's going to be a Wenatchee penalty as the hand came off the stick onto Laux's shoulder, twisted him around. And the T-Birds are going to go on the power play here as I believe that's Ford on his way to the box. No, that's Fay on his way to the box. Gave Laux one more poke on his way to the penalty bench there. So with 13 minutes to go here in the third period, a 5-2 T-Bird lead, and the T-Birds will go on the power play. Out comes McGarriger with Alonso and Klink. Mueller on the back end with Warham. Klink gets it back to Mueller. Mueller backhands the one over to Warham. Warham slides to the middle, bounces one in. It sits free down there, and there is in the net by Alonso. So Mueller got it over to Warham. It hit the goaltender, laid there for a second. Alonso got his stick free, and count one more for the Birds. All right, back to live action here. Klink dumps it out of the zone. Wilderness go D to D. Winchell steps across, backhands one in. Too far for Hodgson. Warham pushed it up the side, but not out. Now Winchell's got it. Now McGarriger battles him. Alonso steps in. Klink steps around his man and comes up the far outside. He's got Alonso. He tried to slide it in front. That went off Alonso's shin pad and into the net.
Question.
Referees consult on this. Now, I'm being generous in saying it went off his shin pad. It may have gone off the athletic supporter and into the net. Alonso's got a smile on his face. He certainly didn't kick the puck in, which is what the conversation is going to be. If that one counts, that's going to be Alonso from Klink and Warham, as there is a full-blown UN summit down here over this one. Headley apparently knows nothing about it. He stands talking to the Wilderness backup goaltender Okahara about lunch plans. Wilderness is becoming impatient as they kind of probe into the conversation there. And referee closes his arms as if to oh, and he's going to call that no goal. Butters is going to... All right, so there's a big meeting in front of the bench.
There's our token Jim Clank shot.
What's that?
There's our token Jim Clank shot.
Oh, a Jim Clank, good. Like I said, his mom and dad are watching. So that's good. Clank wants an explanation. Barons now looks confused as to what he wants to call. No, he's had enough of the conversation, says put the puck down and let's get going.
It's no goal and it's over there.
They're gonna say he kicked it. They're gonna say we kicked it in. If he says he kicked it in, he's gotta have the face-off outside. So, insult to injury, Warham over to Schleusner, into McGarriger, across the line, now dumped in by Klink, and Alonso gives chase down in the corner against Ford. He relieves him of the puck, whacked away, Klink gets it out to the, oh, he tried to center that one, it hit a stick in front. Schleusner steps up, thinks again of it, backhands it in the corner. McGarriger shields the man, drags it out front, nobody can get a good shot away. Klink now looks for a man. He twists around in behind the net. He shakes Ford off. Winchell won't look at him now. He directs it towards the net. No rebound there. And Ina Bennett will hold the puck for a face-off in the zone. So it remains a 6-2 lead. That goal called off there. Butter's still chatting with Williams. I think Alonso gave a little bark to the referee too that was a good goal. He didn't kick it in, but all for naught. And we're back to live action with Moran pulls it out around the blue line, shakes his man. There's the long wrister that goes right into the midsection of Ina Bennett. Again, him out up top of that circle. Shielded out of the way there by Basanta. Childers was in front of the net, but by the time that shot made its way in there, Basanta had done a good job of clearing it out. Weston bumps Fay down in the corner. Childers the beneficiary of that one. He holds it. Weston spins around. He tries to get it out to the front of the net. Basanta held him off, and it leaked its way into Ina Bennett, who put his glove on top of it for another face-off. That's an optimal shot there. You got the full scoreboard in there. That should please the old hockey coach. Yamamoto dumps one in the side of the net. That bounces off the end boards. Moran picks it up out from underneath the glove of Ina Bennett. Now he comes up near the far wall. Weston controls it, has his stick lifted, and now Childers bumps his man, and Yamamoto picks up the loose change. That one goes up and over top of Moran's stick to the far end. Icing waved off. Childers first guy to the puck there. That one goes over Weston's stick, and the T-Birds are going to have to turn around as Hanneman comes out across center. Weston has him, and he bumps his man hard. Weston went down. Hannafin was bumped hard into the glass, and Moran comes around from behind the net, looks for a man. That hit a stick, goes right to Yamamoto. Yamamoto trying to gain the red line. He took a hit from Johnson there. You could see his thought process. He just couldn't quite. He needed one more step to get that puck in deep. And now Holland is bumped by Moran in front of the bench. Yamamoto brings it up the far side to Childers. Childers skates through, uses a linesman as a decoy. Now he stops, twists, turns. We got Mueller, gets it to Ohala, back to Shaw is in his skates, a wrister, and that one off the shoulder and up and over the net. Good play there by the T-Birds. Ohala with the high rising slap shot from the blue line. Now it's back to Shaw. Mueller calls for it. Shaw shimmies and shakes around his man. There's a shot. It went off of a stick and then bounced onto Laux' stick. The puck on its side. He had a good whack at it, but couldn't get enough on it to get it past Ina Bennett, who gloved it down and held onto it. Good move at the blue line there by Shaw. Creates himself some space and gets a shot towards the net. Now it's back to Shaw. Shaw down to Nash. Nash tries to slide it in front. Laux had his stick tied up there in front. Now Mueller holds it, and he snaps it right off of Holland's shin pads, and Holland's away to the races. Mueller, good job of coming back and picking up his man. He knocked him down after he bumped him. Now comes up to Laux. Laux has got the linesman to contend with and Fogelgren all at the same time. Puck bounces around inside there, and finally Mueller gets it to space where Shaw gives it to, or Nash gives it to Ohala. Ohala tries to go across, and Laux had his stick tied up on the far side there. Nash battles away with two guys in there. He takes a bump. Ohala tries to whack it through to Nash, but he can't get it through. Laux lifts the stick, and finally the Wilderness push it out to center. Ohala brings it over to Shaw. And I don't know if that came through on the YouTube feed. Schleusner, somewhere along the line there, gathered himself up a penalty for slashing with 9 minutes and 2 seconds.
Well, the closest person to him was Seattle, so he slashed his own team.
Bradford lodged a small protest at the far end of the rink that hopefully didn't make its way through to our PG broadcast. Love that kid. Good passion back there from the goal crease. As the T-Birds go back to the penalty kill here, as Ennin brings it out to the blue line. He skates past Measle, gets it over to Winchell. Winchell holds it there. He's looking for a man. He's pestered by Ohala, gets it down to Flynn. Now Yamamoto goes high off the glass. Flynn made a good play there, but blocked it with his hand, and it went to Winchell, and that's going to be counted as a glove pass and a face-off outside the blue line. Great idea there by Yamamoto to get it up the glass. Did a good job, but Flynn with an equally good play to try to glove it down. Just unfortunately gloved it to his teammate. Puck comes across the line, and in controls on the half wall. Out to Measle. Measle wrists one in. Flynn standing right there. Anderson had him boxed out. The other Flynn came in to have a look, but by then Bradford had held it tight as Bradford barks at what would have been his teammate last year. Flynn still barks away with Bradford. I'd imagine that's a colorful conversation between those two gentlemen. Flynn, a hard-nosed centerman there. He's in on any of the hard plays down low. He does a good job on that Wilderness team as Yamamoto flips it up. Referee barking about something to one of the players there. Now the puck comes up the near boards to Measle. He takes it across the line. Yamamoto has a whack at it. He takes another whack at it, holds his man off. Flynn in there. He controls it while Yamamoto curls it around, threw him to the ground. Yamamoto makes a great play there. He got the puck high in the air into the length of the ice. Good job by Yamamoto. He took on two Wilderness players down in the corner, twisted them around, muscled them off the puck, and then lifted it the length of the ice. 45 seconds remain in the Schleusner penalty as the Wilderness dump it in behind the net. Yamamoto again around the boards, but not out. Now it's passed across. Geddes had it, but it jumped his stick. Now Measle puts it in front of the net. Flynn had a golden opportunity there. Bradford's still down. Not sure what happened there. And Flynn had a chance. Now Geddes has got a chance here. Picks up the puck in the corner. He's just going to hold on to it. He'll take a bump from Winchell. He'll use it, kicks it from his stick to his skates. He tried to back it out to Klink. Klink to Shaw. Shaw has a slapper. That's gloved down by Innabanet. And 5 seconds remain in Schleusner's penalty as Winchell brings it out across the blue line. Gets it over to Measle. Mueller now backhands it into his own zone from Shaw. Shaw backhands one up the wall to Moran. Moran sidesteps a check from Winchell. Alonso comes out of the box. Shaw's rubbed off and taken the puck taken away from him. Moran gathered it up though, and now Weston steps into the middle and he'll turn around. He's kind of hooked and held up there. Mueller passed it up to Alonso. Good play there. That's going to be a penalty. Oh, there's a quick shot by Alonso, and he says that one's in. He points at the net, much like an Aussie rules football goaltender. The Mr. Measle on the Wilderness smashes his stick on the glass in front of the referee. No call there. Is Alonso happy to get that one turned around? So let's call that one Alonso from Moran. And a 7-2 lead for the T-Birds now with 6:32 to go in the third period. Shaw picks that one up off the draw, and he'll be the first man in with the puck after dumping it in. Tries to get it out front, hits a stick and bounces to the far corner. Weston gathers that one in. Alonso sits there. He takes a bump at the blue line. That one Mueller tried to get it deep, but it hit a man and bounced out over the line. Now Johnson controls it at the blue line. He'll try to go from one side to the other. He's got not a lot of help on the winger's side there, and Moran's able to knock it out, and Basada controls it on the Wilderness end. Basada misses Hodgson. It goes right to Shaw. Shaw to Mueller. Mueller up to Weston. Weston pushes it in the middle to Alonzo. That was out of his reach, and it's just knocked down to center by the Wild or the Wilderness as they go and make a change. Dangerous pass there in their own zone by Ohala. No problem. Hit a skate and kind of bounced around there. Mueller will get it up to Laux. Laux comes across the blue line, has it jump his stick a little bit. Ohala, back to Ohala, now to Ohala to Nash. Nash has a quick snapper. Good save there by Inna Bennett. That was a good little passing play between Laux, Ohala, and Nash. Nash was right in the spot he wanted to be to fire that one off, but Inna Bennett slid over, put down the left pad, and away he went. Ohala wins that draw to Laux. Laux has his stick lifted and can't get it back, and out comes Ford for the Wilderness. Warham squishes him in there, and then Laux bumps Hannafin, and out the other way comes Schleusner. Schleusner passed it right to an oncoming Wild player. Now Warham holds it there, bounces into the middle. Nash had it. Now Ohala's got a set of speed. He's got Warham. Warham goes to the net. That one bounced off of Warham's stick and then slid right to Inna Bennett. Warham tripped on the D-man on the way in. .446 remain in a 7-2 T-Birds lead. Klink battles away down low. He gets a puck out front. Childers got tied up. Now it's back in behind the Wilderness net. They try to come up the far side. That hit a skate. Klink picks up the loose change. It ping-pongs around in the zone, and out come the Wilderness. Ennin dumps it in around Warham. Warham gives chase, grabs him. He pokes him once, twice, then bumps his man, and twists in behind, blockered away there by Bradford. That long shot from Basada. Childers controls it on the wall. He looks for a man. He tries to get it to Klink, can't get it through. Schleusner steps up. He pokes it out. Now Schleusner comes to the line. Schleusner cuts in. He's going to have a little backhand there. Goes right into Inna Bennett's stick. He didn't really have much of a lane to get it to Childers there, as Wilderness did a good job of covering up on that 2-on-2. He'll make his way to the bench and give way to Yamamoto and Anderson. There's McGarriger, wins that draw clean. Back to Anderson. Anderson waits. Good deflection there by McGarriger, but it hit Johnson in the shin pad and went in behind the net. Johnson and McGarriger battle away. Puck slides over to Klink. Klink gets it back to Yamamoto. Yamamoto, nice pass across to Anderson. Anderson with the slapper. That made it all the way through and hit Inna Bennett in the elbow and then went into the corner. Good save there. Now Childers has it. He tries to get it to McGarriger. Klink tied up with Johnson on the far boards. Childers gives it another shot in behind the net. He has the puck lifted. Then he bumps Johnson. Now comes out to Anderson. Anderson slid it in. That one hit Basada in front of the net and then hit the side of the net. Here's Klink wide open in front of the net. He scores. Childers made a nice pass out to Klink, who found himself wide open in front of the net. And that's 8 for the T-Birds this afternoon, or this morning, with 3 minutes and 14 seconds to go. So we'll call that one Klink from Childers and Anderson. All right, now puck back down on the ice and in behind the Wilderness zone. Geddes gets a stick on that, but it still makes its way to Hodgson. He battles his way through center. Puck goes in the air. Shaw pushes away right in front of the bench. Linesman in there. 3 T-Birds, and finally they blow it down. I think the linesman about had enough of people forking him in the leg there. Finally blew it down. 2 minutes, 50 seconds to go here. And Moran wins that draw back to Shaw. Shaw up the boards, past Geddes. Now the Wilderness play a little pitch and catch on their own blue line. Try to get it up the far side. That bounces long. Shaw backhands one around. Weston picks it up there. He thinks better of it, leaves it for Mueller. Now Mueller gets it to Moran. Moran twists around in his own zone, and it's up to Shaw. Shaw has to sidestep a guy, but it's poke check. Moran picks it up, pushes it up to Weston. Now Geddes battles away with Ford there. Weston comes in to help him out, controls it with his skates, and now we're back stuck in this kind of same spot we've been a couple times today. Puck flips up into the air. Weston had a swat at it but missed it. Now it comes outside the line and Shaw shoots it back in off of Geddes and it'll be offside. McGarriger, Klink, Childers make their way out. 2 minutes and 3 seconds to go. That puck is draws one by McGarriger, but flipped right into the Wilderness bench. We'll do it all again. Childers about had enough of Mr. Hannafin there. He gives him a couple of whacks. Hannafin's chopped him off the draw a couple times here. And out come the Wilderness one more time. Klink pushes it ahead. McGarriger in behind everybody. He tries to get it out in front. Goes to Klink. You can't get it to the net. Now it's Johnson tried to bring it up the middle. Shaw tried to backhand it in and whiffed. Now the puck pushed ahead by Johnson again. Mueller's got it in behind the net. He bounces one off, comes all the way around to Klink. Klink back to Shaw. Shaw backhands one up to McGarriger. McGarriger into the middle. Nobody can control it here. Klink pushes a soft one into the zone. That one, Wilderness tried to go D to D. It hopped over Basada's stick and then off the boards. Now Nash makes his way onto the ice. O'Hala now out there as well. O'Hala's got Weston up top. Weston was looking for the Hattie there. Maybe got a little bit impatient. And he had some time there maybe to hold on to that one and then zip it, but hey, the game happens fast out there. Nash, good job there with his stick to hold it. Now it's up off, bounces off that little shelf and underneath Mueller's armpit. O'Hala gathers it in on this side. Now there's Weston bumps forward. Might have been, there's a tough change there for the Wilderness as they didn't know who was on, who was off, and everybody was supposed to be changing, so good job by Flynn just to wait until everybody came in and then he finally jumped the boards. Schleusner with a fancy move there at the red line. He gains the blue line, comes across and loses that puck. Weston forced into playing defense here while Schleusner's up. Schleusner either lifted the stick, stuck his leg out, twisted him around, and the referee's going to call that hooking with 13.6 seconds to go. So for the last 13.6 seconds, the T-Birds are going to play shorthanded here. Emphatic whistle by Headley to get this game going as the T-Birds got 5 guys on the ice. Warren will get off. Anderson, Yamamoto out there now with Alonso and Geddes. 10 seconds to go as Flynn brings it in. He tried to flip it over Yamamoto's, having no part of that, and then he whacks away at it. Bradford there. Bradford blockered Flynn in the ear hole just to make him know who's there. And then the other Flynn gives Alonso a shove after the whistle. Headley waits there for him. The boys are separated and there'll be handshakes all around. So after getting a quick 1-0 lead, the T-Birds gave up 2 after a string of 5 penalties in a row in the tail end of the first and second period. Came back to score 4 in the second and 2 here in the third for an 8-2 lead. That now clinches a spot in Monday's final. And what is that, extra $119? I think tonight's $88 at the Coast. So that win there cost the parents $88 a room. And we'll all stick around here till tomorrow. Next game, so just to set the stage for everybody kind of following along at home, Wenatchee's going to play Everett at, what did I say, 3 o'clock? Yep. 3 o'clock. And Wenatchee, having lost yesterday 5-1 to Everett, will have to beat Everett 6-1 to win the goals for, goals against, and you know there'll be other math involved there too, seeing as Everett has another game against us and the T-Birds tonight at 9 p.m. Once those games are all done, they'll determine first and second based off of points, and then goals for and against. And the two top teams will play tomorrow, right now scheduled for noon Wenatchee time. So the boys now will go back, have something to eat, and try to fill up a day, and they'll play a men's league special tonight here at the event center, 9 p.m. right here at the Town Toyota Center. Same time or same place for myself, producer, engineer, and cameraman Brian Laux. We'll bring you all the action at approximately 9:03 when the warm-up is completed. So T-Birds off to a real good undefeated start here. Nothing to complain about, as they had a little bit of adversity but sorted themselves out, got out of the penalty box, and managed to bang home 8 on the Wenatchee Wilderness here this morning. So we'll talk to you all again tonight from Wenatchee. Let's go get some lunch.